Hey guys, John here at Common Sense Outdoors. Let me show you this real quick, and then I'll tell you what I just did. Okay, that looks pretty good, right? Now, let me have a seat and tell you how stupid I am. So what I did, it don't start coming this way now. What I did is I just made a fairly lengthy video making myself this snack and showing you this whole process on this other item. Finished it up, took a seat here to eat my snack, my lunch. I went to play back the video that I just made to see how, if I was in frame and stuff. I bumped the wrong button and erased it. So this whole process I went through, showing every step of the thing I made, along with making this here lunch over the fire, vanished before it ever got to be seen. So I wasn't happy with myself. I almost just packed it up and called it quits. Then I decided to take some of it apart and re-show part of it and leave the rest of it intact. It's so good. When I made this, I made jerky recently. If you've seen that video, I cut up some jerky, and then we've been dehydrating stuff too, and I had dehydrated tomatoes, red bell peppers, mushrooms, and onions. So I put all that, I had this whole baggie of dehydrated food and that jerky, and I just added it to some ramen. I'll tell you what, that'd be a good meal in the house, let alone out in the woods. So I put my lunch on hold, and we'll go through this again. And hopefully next time I won't be an idiot. Pretty much you probably all know what a sling bow is. The problem with a sling bow, if it's a problem, is that it's kind of expensive. So let's talk about, first of all, what you have to make a sling bow. Now, I've been planning to do this video for a long time, and if you've seen my wire saw videos, I showed a couple of ways to use a wire saw. In the second one, I used a long pole with a Y on it to show you another trick to get branches that are higher. This is that same Y. I cut it off that branch that day because I knew I was going to be doing this, and I finally got to it. So, like I said, I went through the whole process of putting this together in the video that I accidentally deleted. But all we have here is, this is actually a leather from a Marksman, but you could use any leather. Punch a couple holes in it, a piece of boot leather, belt leather. Find something laying around. You can find a piece of leather for free. little piece of paracord, overhand knot, big knot, melted over the ends. That gives you something to hold on to when you drop back. This gives you your nock for your arrow. 2 pieces of heavy duty black rubber strap. These are, I cut them off at 7 inches. So that's a total of 14 inches of the banding. You can get it on eBay for about $1 a foot. So that's what, $1.20? That's just a slingshot though. We said we were talking about a sling bow. So how do we make that to where we can shoot an arrow? Okay, again, I went through the process of how to do this. Now that it's already put together, it may be a little harder to explain. I had this idea in my head on how to make an arrow rest for a sling bow. Talked it over with my brother a long time ago, and this is actually what he came up with. We made up a couple of them. All it is a 4.5 inch piece of arrow shaft. We've taken and dremeled out about 1/3 of the shaft. An inch deep. Okay, the rod is a piece of welding rod. It was 14 inches long. All we did is fold it directly in half. So you had 2 7-inch pieces into a fold. And then insert it into the arrow shaft. Slide it down, bend up this tab. What that does is that tab slides into that groove you notched out with a Dremel, and it keeps your arrow rest from being able to turn side to side, and it holds it from going up and down. Then all we did is take pliers and bend and shape and form the 2 tips to make an arrow rest. Now, anybody that knows anything or has ever shot a bow and arrow knows that you're going to go to draw on an animal, and that metal on metal right there, if you can hear that or not, that's bad in the bow hunting world. So then all you do is go to your favorite local store that has everything and get, reach my scissors, get some little heat shrink tubing for, it'll be in an electrical department, like automotive electrical stuff. Just cut a couple short pieces of that. Just slide it over your wire, your rest. I didn't cut them short enough. That's kind of funny because it's the same exact thing I did in the video the first time I did it. Didn't cut them short enough last time either. Then all you do is put some heat under them, and they shrink to fit. Now while they're still hot, I like to take an arrow and just rub it across them real quick. It'll just leave a little tiny dip in it that'll help seat your arrow in the rest. Okay, so we have an arrow rest. Let's talk about how do we attach it. You can take a piece of duct tape. Gorilla tape is better. This is what I have with me today. Split it in half. Give it a few wraps around. Take another piece and go the opposite direction. A few wraps around. What you're left with is 2 pieces of tape facing opposite directions. Now you take, I've grooved the front of this slingshot so this arrow rest will sit right in that groove. Now you just take your 2 pieces of tape and wrap them around. That one piece was a little short. Let me get another one on there. That piece is a little long. Okay, and what that does by wrapping it opposite directions is it keeps this from being able to turn inside there. And then just take a little more tape, wrap it over the whole thing, and just like that you have an arrow rest. The cool thing about this design, and by the way, this piece of arrow shaft, you might say, oh, I don't have a piece of arrow shaft. Go to your local archery shop, find an archery shop near you, and go and ask them if they make arrows and cut arrows down for people. They have these laying around, and they probably give you however many you want. Anytime you cut down an arrow, you end up with these pieces. So you can get that for free. Find somebody that welds, get the welding rod for free. And the cool thing about it is the way it's set up and designed, you just squeeze these at the top and push down. Now your arrow rest is out of the way. You could shoot rocks if you wanted to, or marbles, or whatever you're using for shooting. And then if you want to shoot your arrow again, you just pull it back up. You're good to go. I went through the whole process of tying these bands on and everything. Pretty self-explanatory anyway. So I decided not to take those off and redo that part. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure the first attempt at this came out better, but it was longer and more detailed, and just like that. I can't actually shoot this arrow because it's fletched backwards, or it's not fletched right for the knock. But we'll get to that in a video coming up soon. We'll give it some shots and see how it does. I might put a scale on it and see how many pounds it pulls. And I think that's about it. But like I say, there's a sling bow for what I've got $1.20 into it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your views, your comments, your likes. More videos coming soon.